Hello! What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Euro 2021 related video. Today, we're going to be predicting all of the matchday results for matchday 1 and 2 that are coming up. But yeah, before we get into this video, let's take a look at our sponsor,
OneFootball. OneFootball is your one-stop shop for all results for this 2020 Euro.
Instead of having to Google search every single thing over and over again, everything's right there in each tab. You got the tables, the scores of the matches, the latest news in the competition, and you can even favorite your favorite teams that you wish to receive extra notifications for. And you can even search up statistics for every player on each team in whatever season or league. Guys, I highly recommend you get this app. It's very convenient. All of the information stored is in one place. It'll definitely be saving you a lot of time. And this app is completely free. There's no reason why you shouldn't check it out. Go download it now. Link in the description below. But yeah, getting back into today's topic, let's start out with the first matchup coming up on opening day. Italy versus Turkey. I think it's going to be 2-1 for Italy.
I was going to say the same thing. I think 2-1 for Italy, but I think if Turkey play a really good game and they manage to hold a solid back line and not let Italy control the midfield, which is going to be hard, I could see them going 2-2, but I'm going to have to agree with you. I think 2-1 to Italy.
Turkey are a great side, and I do think they're going to have some very good performances this summer, but I don't think they're going to start it off on opening day just because I can't see the hosts losing right away.
I think they're going to lose the first game, and that's going to be a wake-up call for them, and then going off that, I think they'll find their legs against Wales.
Next up, Wales versus Switzerland in the same group. What are you saying for this, Simon?
I think a 1-1 draw.
I hate to agree with you, but I do think it's going to be a draw. Maybe a bit more high scoring. I'll say 2-2. Let's hope for an exciting match for that one. Moving on to Group B now. We're going first with Denmark versus Finland. I think Denmark are going to smash Finland, to be honest. I'm going to go with, I want to say 3-1 or 4-1. Maybe 3-0, yeah. I'll go with 3-1. I'll say Finland get one goal, but I think Denmark definitely got this one.
I'm just going to say 3-0. I think the Danish defense holds up, and I think they stifle the Finns. I'm not saying they'll play badly, but I do think it's going to be one of those Baltic crunch match games, and I think Denmark just have a lot of power up front, especially with Josef Paulsen, so I think they're going to run away with this one.
Yeah, sorry, Finland.
I love you, Pookie.
Belgium versus Russia. I think Belgium are one of the favorites for this tournament. I think they might start off a little bit slow at the beginning, though. I still think they'll grab the win. I'm going to say 2-1 for Belgium.
I agree. I'm disappointed at how little conflict is in this video, but I agree.
Group C now, Austria versus North Macedonia. I'm excited for this matchup.
Me too.
And I think Macedonia will get this win, honestly. I think Austria are going to slip up at the beginning. Maybe they could draw, but I just have so much faith in Macedonia. And out of all the teams in the group, I think they'll grab a win against Austria. I'm going to go with 1-0 for Macedonia.
I know I predicted Austria would go through, even in a third place slot, but again, I think I have to agree with you. I think they're going to beat the odds. I mean, I think they're still the underdog coming into this, even with all the good results, but
of course,
I think they're going to sneak the win. I think they're a team that has a lot of momentum backing them, great young players, and getting some great veterans coming in through. So we'll see, though. Like I said, I think this tournament's very make or break for the Austrian team to really show that they can get out of this. I know a lot of Austrian fans are very frustrated with the fact they have really talented players, but just don't seem to bring it together when it comes tournament time.
Next up, Netherlands versus Ukraine. This is actually a very tough one to predict. You said Ukraine could probably snag first in the group, but do you think they'll beat Netherlands at the beginning?
2-2 draw. I think similar. I mean, maybe this is just me with wishful thinking and some confirmation bias, but I think kind of similar to what we saw against Scotland the other day. I think it's going to be kind of a cagey match like that. I'm not saying, the Dutch are going to have to escape with a late Memphis Depay free kick, but I think it's going to be a hard-fought contest because Ukraine know it's going to be a very bitterly contested group, and they have to get these results. I'm not saying they have to get the win, but they have to at least, ensure the Netherlands don't get all the maximum points from that group.
I have to agree with you on this. I think Netherlands will slip up at the beginning, and they'll find their form later on in the tournament. So yeah, I think it's going to be a draw at the beginning for them. Ukraine seemed to hold off well with those kind of results. I'm going to say 1-1 for this one. Next up, England versus Croatia. Oh. You go first. What are you going to say? What are you saying on this?
It's a tough call. I mean, I know there's a little controversy with the England squad, with them including 4 right backs. Now Trent Alexander-Arnold's injured. I still think England are going to grind this out for a win. I'm going to say a 2-1 win for England.
Although Croatia had an amazing World Cup result against them, England are looking way stronger now, and Croatia have lost a lot of those golden players that they once had. I hate to be discouraging for Croatia, but England are definitely the favorites in this. But I'm going to be hopeful. I'm going to say this match finishes in a draw, 1-1.
I think it's very possible. But I think, you know, obviously England wants to sort of exercise their demons going out in the semifinals. I don't think have they beaten England since then? I think England's won every one, haven't they?
Since then, unfortunately. God.
We'll see. I mean, you know, maybe Croatia's sick of losing to England since then, but I think it'll be up to that core of, you know, sort of younger defenders. I think it's, you know, they'll have to show some muscle, kind of the way the veteran defenders have shown, because they have to make up the ranks there.
Yeah, I don't know. Prove me wrong, Croatia, please. But I'm just gonna be hopeful and say they get a draw. Hopefully, more better results later to come. But England are just too strong. I can't see them doing anything else. The other match in this group, Scotland versus Czech Republic. Scotland actually beat Czech Republic both times they played in the Nations League recently. That's a tough one to predict. I was saying that Scotland will get fourth in this group. Czech Republic do have some solid players who have had insane seasons. Souček, and they also got Tufal, both from West Ham. Scotland obviously got a very solid defense there.
I think I'm going to change my mind too. I think I made a mistake putting Scotland fourth and maybe not giving them the time they deserve. I'm going to say Scotland come out with a win. I think a 2-1 win. I changed my mind.
It's possible because they already got that result last time.
Czech Republic played a game yesterday, actually, the time this is being recorded, against Italy, and they got blown out. Granted, they weren't starting at full strength, and it's friendly. I don't know. Scotland are looking mighty threatening, and I think I underestimated them. I think they're going to keep their streak going. I think they're going to get this win, or at least a draw. So I'm gonna give the advantage to Scotland on this one.
Yeah, and Scotland also just drew with Netherlands 2-2. I think it's either going to be a draw or a win for Scotland, honestly, now that I think about it. You know what? I'm going to be boring. I'm going to say 0-0. Poland versus Slovakia now. Honestly, I don't believe in Slovakia in this tournament. You know, they could pull off some interesting results, but they have been way too inconsistent in their recent results. As I mentioned in one of my previous videos, they almost lost to Malta. They ended up drawing them 2-2. They did get some impressive wins, like they beat Russia in the World Cup qualifiers. Cannot see them beating Poland, though. I think Poland are going to have a strong start to the tournament. This will boost their confidence a bit. I'm going to say 2-0 for Poland.
I wouldn't count Slovakia out entirely, but I do think they can produce a shock factor, but they really have to dig deep. Yeah, I'm gonna say 1-0 Poland.
Other match in this group, Spain versus Sweden. Tough one indeed, but I think Spain will start off strong. They'll get a 1-0 win against Sweden. It's gonna be a close game though.
I'm gonna use my boring card and say 0-0.
Oh, okay. I mean, that's seeable. Hungary versus Portugal now. The last time these guys played each other in the Euros, it was a 3-3 draw, I believe. Holy crap, I don't know about this one. And Hungary could easily have a decent, strong start.
Yeah, I think if they want to start anywhere, I know we predicted I predicted a bit of an upset. I want to see Hungary go through. It's very wishful thinking. Maybe like you have for Croatia against England. But I think if they want to make an impact, they have to hit the ground running. I don't think Hungary are going to make up a lot of ground if they fall behind. I'm going to say a 2-2 draw. And again, that's wishful thinking. I'm not trying to disparage Portugal. I know that they have the upper hand in terms of depth, in terms of just individual quality. But I think Hungary know this going in. I think they'll adjust their game plan accordingly, and I think they'll try to stifle Portugal and make sure they play a low block, try to hit them on the counterattack.
Damn, that would be awesome to see. I think Portugal will start off with a win, though. You could be totally right, and I hope you're right, honestly. But I'm going to say Portugal get this win 2-1. It's going to be a close game. I think they're going to struggle a bit, but they'll eventually find their form and score maybe 2 late goals. I see that happening, to be honest. Now, the final match for match day 1 and one of the biggest, France versus Germany. I'm going to say 1-0 for France. I think they're going to start off strong in this tournament. They're already one of the favorites for many people. Their squad has a lot of depth, obviously. So does Germany's, but I see France edging them just a bit.
Yeah, it's going to be Clash of Titans. I mean, 2 of the biggest teams in Europe. One's looking to prove that, they can repeat as, European champions, where they fell in the last hurdle last time, and now Germany's looking to sort of redeem themselves after a very disappointing World Cup by their standards, not being able to defend as world champions. I think it's going to be a game with a lot of goals, surprisingly. I'm going to say a 2-2 draw.
Okay.
So
that would be cool. I wouldn't complain about that.
I think it's very possible. We'll see. I think Germany does have a good crop of young talent that have sort of seen their national team lose to France a lot in recent years, so I think it's their time to step up and see, show what they're made of. Show that they're not going to continue being second best. Now, moving on to match day 2. First
match, Turkey versus Wales.
I think Turkey win this one. I think 2-0 Turkey. You know, I think they're going to lose the first game to Italy, and then I think they're going to bounce back. Again, no disrespect to Wales. What they pulled off in the last Euros was incredible, nothing short of amazing. But I think it's Turkey's time to really show out an international tournament. I think Turkey sort of exercised the ghost of past tournaments. They're going to win this game, and they're going to sort of start notching their way into the knockout rounds and recover from an early defeat to Italy.
I agree with you on everything you said, but for the score-wise, I'm going to say 3-1 instead. I think Wales will end up getting a goal at some point. They're going to put up a good fight. They're going to prove that they're competition, but Turkey at the end will make their statement that they're here to get some good results. And yeah, like you said, they're going to lose their first match against Italy, and they will come back stronger, better, and they'll grab their win against Wales. 3-1 for me. Next up, Italy versus Switzerland.
Maybe a controversial one. I think Switzerland hold them to a draw.
Wow. It could easily happen.
I think it will. I think it's going to be, maybe they'll have a hangover after the first game. 2-1 or 3-1, I think, is a reasonable score, I think, for the first game against Turkey. I think maybe they get a little hungover after that first game and Switzerland play really defensively. I'm not sure. I still think the edge goes to Italy, obviously. I don't think it'll be the Swiss, you know, on the attacking front, you know, holding possession. I think they can hold them. I'm gonna say it's a bit of a shocking result. I'll say a 1-1 draw.
I hate agreeing with you, man. I have to, though. I do see Italy topping the group, but I don't see them getting all 3-for-3 wins. Their one result, I think, will be a draw that does not complete the 9 points. So yeah, that's my prediction as well. Group B now, Finland versus Russia. I think Russia got this one. I think this is where they will get a win. I'm sorry, Finland. I don't mean to disrespect you. Prove me wrong. Go ahead. But I think Russia's going to win this one somewhat comfortably, 2-0 for them.
I don't think it'll be as comfortable, but I still think Russia are going to get the result. I'm going to say 2-1 this time. I think my man Teemu Pukki gets his strike in.
Denmark versus Belgium. This is actually a very tough one because both of these sides are looking like more the favorites in this group. Belgium just edging it, but Denmark can definitely pull off a good fight.
For some reason, I think this game's going to end up being one-sided for Belgium. Even though both teams are good, I think it's just going to careen one way. I'll say I think this is another big game for Belgium. I'm going to say 3-0, which might be a bit harsh for Denmark.
That's harsh.
I think it's harsh, but I think...
Wow.
Some games you go into it thinking it's going to be even, and then it just isn't, and I think that could happen here.
I think Denmark are better than that, to be honest. I'm going to give Belgium the win, but it's going to be very close. 1-0 for them. Ukraine versus North Macedonia. This is an epic match as well.
It's a very unpredictable game, I think.
It's one of the more unpredictable ones for sure. Honestly, I'm going to be paying attention to this one more than other matches. I'm not going to lie. Although I have a lot of belief in North Macedonia, I think Ukraine will get their first win against them. It's going to be very close, and I'd love to be proven wrong on this, even though I also love the Ukrainian national team. I'm going to say 1-0 for Ukraine. Very close game. Macedonia proved me wrong.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you. I think Ukraine end up taking this game. I'd love to see, again, I want to see North Macedonia do well. They're definitely an underdog nation, like you said in your last video. And I think most people consider them a pretty big underdog nation. And one who can definitely punch above their weight. But I think Ukraine gets their first win as well. I think it'll be a little more hard-fought. I think it'll be a 2-1 win. I think North Macedonia gets on the score sheet again, and they sort of keep that ferocity, and they show that they're not going to go down too easily.
Now taking a look at Netherlands versus Austria. Of course, while I'm editing, I realized I forgot to include this in the video. I think I got to give Netherlands the win on this. They'll go back to their winning ways. Austria will get on the score sheet, though. I think it's going to be 3-1. Let's see what Simon thinks. Close enough. Croatia versus Czech Republic. This is a pretty tough one as well. Czech Republic can easily upset them. Last time they played each other in the Euros, it ended up being a draw. I think Croatia got it though. I think it's going to be a narrow win. Maybe 2-1, 1-0. I'll go with 2-1 for Croatia.
I think I'll give a little more faith in Croatia. I'll say 2-0 Hrvatska win.
Oh, let's go.
My only doubt with the Czech Republic is sort of their up front. I'm not sure they have the potency. I mean, they're not a bad team. They have a solid midfield, a pretty staunch defense, but I think sometimes there's a question about where the goals are going to come from.
England versus Scotland, a very highly anticipated match. England looking like the favorites, but everyone appreciates this rivalry.
Yeah, no, I think it makes a huge difference that it is a rivalry game. It's going to be tough. I still think England are going to come out on top in this one, but it's not going to be easy. Scotland's not going to let them walk all over them, like even though it looks like a mismatch on paper. I want to say it's a high score. I want to say a 3-2 win for England.
Whoa, that would be sick. I think it's going to be low scoring though. I think England just got the advantage, so I'm going to say 1-0 for England. Sweden versus Slovakia. Sorry, Slovakia, again, I can't see you guys beating Sweden. I think they're going to compete with Poland to get that second place spot. Who knows, maybe one of them can get first place over Spain, but I think second place will be fought between Sweden and Poland for sure. And I think they're both going to grab a win against Slovakia. So yeah, I'm going to say Sweden win this 2-1.
I don't think Slovakia are going to go home with no points. I'm going to say it's a draw. I'm going to say a 1-1 draw between Sweden and Slovakia.
I'll stand by what I say, but yeah, it could easily happen. A draw is very seeable.
If Slovakia wins the group, you can just shit all over us. We'll buy Slovakia jerseys.
Oh, I'd love a Slovakia jersey.
Let's
go. Spain versus Poland now. I think this will be a draw. I think this will be the one match where Spain kind of slip a bit. 2-2. Let's go with that.
I'm still going to give the edge to Spain. I'm sorry to the Polish fans. I know Spain haven't looked terribly ferocious in their games, but I still think they're going to top the group. I think they win this game very hard fought, 2-1.
With Group F now, the first one we're looking at is France versus Hungary.
Again, I want to see Hungary. I've said it so many times. I want to see Hungary do well. I don't see them beating France. I'm going to say a 3-1 win for France.
Yeah, that's seeable. I'll say 3-0. Sorry, Hungary. Portugal versus Germany. Last one here. Let's be ballsy. I'll say 3-3. A lot of my matches haven't been very high scoring, I think, so...
That's fair.
I'll go with that one being the high scoring one. 3-3. It'll be a great match to see. I don't know how Germany will finish in the group, but I do think they're going to put up good fights, and they'll put a great one against Portugal.
I'm going to go the opposite of you, not in terms of it being a good fight. I think both teams are going to play hard, but I think one team crumbles here. Again, I think it's a flip of a coin. I'm going to say Germany win it 2-0. I think one of these teams is going to collapse. Again, it could very easily go the other way, or it could be a 3-3 draw. It's just a very hard to predict match. But I think one team collapses, and for some reason, I just have a feeling it'll be a lot of pressure for Portugal as defending champions. So I think Germany sort of exercise their demons, and they end up winning the game. I've decided to change my mind.
Wow. Because we're in a German kick now.
Oh.
Well, guys, that's the end of the Matchday 1 and 2's prediction. If you did enjoy this video, please hit the like button to let us know if you want to see Matchday 3. Let us know where we messed up in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. Subscribe if you're new. I'll see you all very soon.
Lock a notch.